All right, welcome back to this session. In this session, we would create an infographic for our slide presentation. So an infographic can be useful, very useful when creating your slide presentations, when revealing your strategies for your business, for your team. You use it to pass message and information, a clear information. So what we want to achieve now is, let me play the slide 17 to see what outcome we want to achieve with our infographic, this particular infographic. So this is what we want to achieve. So what we are going to do now is we would come to home, we would create a new slide, click on blank document, blank. So we are going to draw our object, a rectangle object. Let's select our rectangle. Let's draw our rectangle. So we would make another copy of this rectangle by pressing Ctrl D on our keyboard. Okay, let it come this way. So we'll go to shape again. We are going to select a circle. We'll draw a circle. Let's draw a circle. Come to insert shapes. And let's draw a circle. Okay. So we are going to select the circle and the rectangle together. We would come to format, come to shapes, click on fragment. So we'll click anywhere within the box. So we are going to remove this circle. Okay. So you would remember that in the previous class we talked about merge shape. So what we did here is we used one of the merge shape tools to partition this object. So now we will now move this guy here. Let's change this one too. Let's change the color of the other rectangle to orange. Okay, let's come to home. Let's come to shape fill. Let's make this one orange. So we would now let's select both of them. Then let's right click. Let's go to format object. So we want to add some effect to it, some blur effect to it. We would come to effect after right clicking on the object. So we'll come to presets here. We want to add some shadows to it, to the object. Say for instance, let's select, we want shadows to be on the left side of our object. So for the transparency, let's make the transparency 77. Let's just type 77 here to make our job faster. 77. So the size, let's make the size 102. Then the blur, let's make our blur 10. For the angle, we would select, make it 0. Distance 0. Distance 0. So let's close it. So let's go to text box. We want to draw a text box. Let's call this plan A. Plan A. Let's change the font by highlighting the text. Let's select Lato Black. Let's increase the font size 20. Let's center it. Let's put it here like this. Okay. Let's also remove the shape outline. On the rectangle orange. So then let's group the text and the orange rectangle together by selecting the text and the orange rectangle. Press Ctrl G to group. So we successfully group these two together. So we will now send it to the back. We would send it to the back. Let's send to the back. So we have sent it to the back. So let's create a text for the blue rectangle. Let's select the text box. Remember, you can also select your text box from this insert ribbon. So let's draw a text box. Let's call this title. Title. Let's highlight. Let's make it Lato. Let's make it Lato. Let's center it. Let's bring it down. Yeah. Let's make another copy of it. Ctrl D, Ctrl D. Let's call this one text. 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 Okay. So I want equal spacing to be between the title and the text. I will select the text and the title. So I would come to arrange. I would come to align. I would say distribute vertically. So they are well aligned together. I will now group the text together. I will group the text and the object together by selecting the text on the rectangle blue, and I will now group them together. So I've successfully grouped the text and the blue rectangle together. So then I would now let's import an object. Let's come to let's come to document where we saved our let's go to icon. We want to import Bob. Let's import this Bob. So we would bring this Bob down here, we would change the color of the bulb to let's change it to orange. Orange. Now can we make it red? Let's make it orange. Okay. So let's change the font, the color, the shape color of this, of the blue rectangle to, before then let's group them together. Let's group them together. Ctrl G. So we have grouped. So what we are going to do now is we will select both of them like this, both of them together. Hold Shift. Let's move them up a bit. So we've selected both of them together. Click within the box here on the white background here. So let's move this one. Let's move it down like this. Let's reduce. Oh, move it down. Let's ungroup. Hold Ctrl Shift G to ungroup. Let's reduce the rectangle, the orange rectangle. Let's reduce it a bit. Then let's group them back again. Okay, let's reduce the orange rectangle again. Let's ungroup them. So let's select the orange rectangle and the text. Ctrl G to group them together. Let's now drag it below like this. Okay. Let's go to animations. Let's see what we are trying to achieve here. So let's come to, if we are in animations, let's select the float in. Okay, float in. Okay, float in. Let's play it again to see. Okay, so let's apply float into. Okay, so this is what we want to achieve here. So we are now going to duplicate this. We'll make 3 copies of this. Hold your select key, select both of them together. Let's group them together by pressing Ctrl G. After we've selected all the object and text together, Ctrl G to group them together. So let's duplicate copies of this object. Make 3 copies of it. Make 3 copies. Let's drag to the side. Okay, so let's now select everything. We want equal spacing to be between them. You would remember the last time in our previous course when we talked about, we treated grouping, aligning object and grouping object together. So this is what we are trying to do. We've selected the objects, then we want to align them. We want equal spacing to be in between the objects. So we've selected everything now. Let's come to home ribbon, come to arrange, come to align, arrange, align, distribute horizontally. So you will see that we now have equal spacing between the objects. So let's align them to the center, to the middle, come to arrange, align, center. No, sorry. So now align them together. We've aligned them together. So let's play the animations again. So see, come to animations. Let's apply float in effect to everything. Let's select everything. No, this is not what we want to achieve. So let's do them individually. Let's ungroup them. Ungroup the first object. Let's select. Let's apply floating. Yes. Let's apply floating to the orange rectangle. Okay, let's play them together. Yes. So we can still do more. We can still spice our animations well. For the text, let's apply some effect to the text. Let's ungroup. Let's select the whole text together. Let's apply the zoom effect to the text. No, sorry. Let's ungroup the text and the object. So we want to group the text together. We've ungrouped the text and the blue rectangle object because we want to apply a separate animation to the text. So let's group the title and the text together by pressing Ctrl G on your keyboard. Then let's come to the animations. Let's select zoom effect. So we've gotten the effect we want. Then we can now apply an effect to the bulb. Let's apply the bounce effect to it. No, the bounce effect it doesn't go well. Let's apply the zoom effect to it. Yes. Okay, so let's play them again. Okay, then let's apply an effect to the rectangle blue. Let's apply the float in effect. We've selected the rectangle blue. Click on float in. Okay, let's preview our animation. Okay, we would do it. We want them to come in an order of sequence. So we want the blue rectangle to come out first, followed by the orange rectangle, then followed by our title text, then followed by the bulb. So let's highlight everything and let's click on none. So let's click on, now there's no effect on the object, either the orange rectangle, the blue rectangle, and the bulb with the text. So we'll start by selecting the blue rectangle here. Then we apply float in effect. So we've done that. So let's preview to see. Okay. So let's select the orange rectangle. Let's click on float in. Let's preview to see. Okay. So now we've applied the floating animation to the blue rectangle being the first, then we apply floating to the orange rectangle being the second. So let's now select our title and text. We are going to group them together, group the title and text together, then we'll now apply the animation to the text and title. Let's hold down the shift key, select the title, select the text, then press Ctrl G to group them. Okay, they are already grouped together. So let's apply our effect. Let's apply the zoom in effect. Yes. So you would notice these numbers 1, 2, 3. So that 1, 2, 3 stands for, the number 1 is the first animation we applied to the object, which is the blue rectangle. The second animation we applied was on the orange rectangle, being the number 2. Then the third one is the animation we added to the text, being number 3. So let's select the icon, the bulb icon. Let's apply the zoom effect to it too. Okay, so we now successfully apply effect to our objects. So what we are going to do now, let's just preview. Let's preview them. Can you see? Beautiful. Beautiful. So we're going to do the same. We will do the same too. Let's select. Let's select everything. Let's group them together. We've unselected everything. Let's play our animations again. Let's see the outcome of it. Okay. So let's delete these guys. Then we'll now make a replication of the first object. So let's duplicate this. duplicate, let's duplicate, and let's duplicate. So let's play our animations. Beautiful. So we successfully created our animations. Let's put a title up here. Let's call it infographic. Let's come to home or insert. Let's insert a text. Let's draw a text here. Let's call it infographic. Let's highlight to change the font. Infographic. Let's center it. Okay. So let's just spice it a bit. Let's create a circle object. Okay, let's make 3 more copies of the circle. Ctrl D to duplicate. So let's select all the circles together now. We want to distribute them evenly. We want equal spacing to be between them. So let's come to align. We are on format, align, distribute horizontally. So we now have equal spacing between the circle. So let's say middle. So let's move them up. Let's move them up a bit. Then we can change the color. The colors of let's change the color individually. Let's make this one say green. Green. The other one, let's make this one, let's make it orange. Let's make the other one red, or let's make it pink. Let's make this one yellow. So okay, let's change the color of this rectangle to white. Change to white. Let's change their color individually to white. So what I'm doing is I'm changing the color of the blue rectangle to white, the shape fill to white. Then you will notice that there is this line, shape outline on the white rectangle. Let's remove the shape outline. Let's do the same to this guy too. Come to shape outline, click on no outline. Okay. no outline. So can you see we've successfully created our infographic